for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And the man to bring him down was Cyrus Jones.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Gone! Mayfield on first down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
Mayfield, he's going to loft it deep right sideline, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now he's flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Watch it now, Barney! Detroit!
Jackson from the shotgun. And his first look is incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tim Williams, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, Mayfield. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally wouldn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On second down, Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Collins. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now Jackson on second down. Caught right side, it's Snead. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
On second down, here's Jackson. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. Call it a pickup of 7, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Gone!
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He uncorks it for Snead. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Eluding the pressure right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a play fake here on first down. And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Mayfield. Flushed out right. He finds an opening past the 40. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
And another example of why Baker Mayfield went #1 in the draft. His ability to confound defensive coordinators. They played him for the pass. They covered it well. He takes off with his legs and scrambles for a big gain.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking back to rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Montgomery now to return it. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Throwing now. Jackson on first down. He's going to fire one. He's got him in. Complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Here's Jackson to throw again. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's taken down inside the 30. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson who throws. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the cup. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Landry. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And geared up to take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from him, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays?
And now look at him go. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for the Browns. 46 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. A 1st down throw from Mayfield. Flush to his right. And that's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Throwing again. Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Detroit.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Second and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll go with a keeper. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Baker Mayfield on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns add on to their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, here's Jackson again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Detroit!
Mayfield on first down. Underneath for Johnson. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. Mayfield looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. It's a quarterback sneak. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Baker Mayfield on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns continue to roll. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. Now it's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup there, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And that's exactly why the Ravens drafted him, added him to their stable after drafting Hayden Hurst in the 1st round. A second tight end who can catch the football. He looks like a guy who's going to line up on the line of scrimmage and mash you in the running game as a blocker. But his best attributes, splitting out, catching the football almost as an extra wide receiver.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Detroit!
Jackson now off the bootleg. And it's incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
The Ravens on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Larry Ogunjobi in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Landry now on the return. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They've gone to the second quarter in Buffalo, and it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. His throw incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Throw left side complete. That's Higgins. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Lucky 56. Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56.
They go play action. Mayfield. He's got his man on the crossing route. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Mayfield now. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half, Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for the rookie Baker Mayfield. And the Browns are pouring it on. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half here, it's Jackson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Forced out to his left. Muscles him off. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 3rd down, Jackson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Detroit! Detroit!
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Andrews. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Jackson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Play action. It's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Fells has it, left side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
No, check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield off the play fake. To the right side and complete to Njoku. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up third down. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Lucky 56.
From the gun, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need...
They've got his man complete. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Travis Carey. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Flushed out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Detroit!
Second down, Mayfield. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Escaping the pressure, and he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. 4th down, Mayfield. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
To throw is Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards on that one and a Raven 1st. Now Jackson on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Throwing is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They go play action now. Jackson. Now he's going to throw deep back over them. And, my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Higgins. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. What a game for the rookie Baker Mayfield. 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon, and the Browns continue to roll. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And this one caught by Max Williams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. An almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Jackson to the right side and complete to Hurst. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
And his throw is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Antonio Callaway, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns take advantage of field position on a turnover to cash this one in. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Montgomery now to return it. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Jackson now. Big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Gone!
To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 3rd and long. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
He's going to look deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Rashawn Perriman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are pouring it on. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Jackson now on 2nd and 10, being chased out left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the rookie Denzel Ward. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere. Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
But he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Tim Williams in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Mayfield on play action. Rolling to his right. And this will be incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Browns on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Mayfield looks to throw. Buying time to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tim Williams getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete here.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Jackson. And now here is another interception. He's picked off near his own 48. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you get...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And not a blitzer, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They go play action. Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Tyus Bowser in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Play fake. Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Cyrus Jones picks it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Now they set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Play action. Now Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Emmanuel Agba in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on fourth down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Well, the lead late in the fourth, but Mayfield's going to throw it. Flush to his right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Myles Garrett in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
There will always be a